Okay. All right. All right. Like my mother say, thank God for Jesus. It's a Toxic Talk Thursday, June the 13th, 2024. 9 minutes after the hour, guys. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show feature wake up team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. The chat room is wide open, or you can call in. The number is 570-982-6950. Broadcasting live on all social media platforms. Please, if you don't mind, please like, share, follow, and subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. We appreciate you guys so much on the Toxic Talk Thursday. We are glad that you guys are here this morning, and we're glad that your families are okay, hopefully. Now, this is where you get your morning love because a lot of you have a liability of the love this morning. So that's why we're here. But most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. To the Queen, SennyJ, God bless you. Once again, skin looking awesome this morning. Hair looks great. Good morning, young lady. How are you?
Good morning, Sean. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Even though I am suffering from a zit this morning, everybody please put your tips below how to get rid of them. Thank you so much. I'm going to be bringing you Senny Says, of course, where I will let you know what is going on in Hollywood entertainment news. We're also going to have front page news, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that.
Of course, you want to stick around for everything that we have to offer today on this Toxic Talk Thursday. And we truly appreciate y'all for tuning in. And if you do have any suggestions or recommended suggestions for Cindy J, her little bump that's going on in her face, then please do.
Oh my
Because what
God.
we say is this: when you get a certain age, these bumps and these weird patches come on your face anyway. I'm not a dermatologist or whatever, but I know at this elderly age that I am right now, there's a lot of weird spots and bumps all over the kid's face. So it's probably some of it is just probably a natural progression of life. Some of us do have the clear skin that's contributed to a lot of drinking water and whatever intake that you have in your body. Because usually what you're doing in the inside of the body, right, CDJ, it shows on the outside. So, please, any suggestion for City J for her little bumps on her face is gladly welcome here on the show this morning. Now, let's get into the show, Cindy J. We're super excited here on a Toxic Talk Thursday. But Cindy, you think that because they always had this myth before we start the show, and I don't know if it's a myth or not, but back in the day, and I don't know about now, but they used to say when you had all kind of bumps on your face, it was a lack of sexual activity. Um,
What? Nobody
yeah,
ever said that.
yeah, Cindy, yeah, back in no, Cindy, seriously, back in the day, I don't know if they say it now, but back in the day when you had certain bumps or whatever on your face, it was because of the lack of sexual activity, sex, whatever. Now it's well
It ain't
documented
wrong.
on the but Cindy, it's well documented on this show, guys. Cindy hasn't had sex with anybody in the last 7 seasons.
Oh my God. Nobody's
So,
saying that.
so Cindy, may you don't think that that might be a contributing factor? Because, like I said, like Princess is in the chat room right now. Princess understand, and even look, even Stephanie, your homegirl Stephanie, your favorite comedian, she even
Stephanie's
said
in
it.
there. Hey, Stephanie,
Yeah, but
girl.
you just said it. It might be a lack of sex. I'm telling you, see, back in the day when we used to run these streets and we had weird bumps on our face, that was always the go-to response. So, say before we start the show, and welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Welcome. Cindy, do you think that it might be the lack of sexual activity on your part that, all of a sudden these bumps are popping up on your face?
First of all,
And have you
absolutely
ever
not.
and have you ever heard of this myth?
No, I never heard that before. I have
Okay.
no idea how that even started. And how could lack of sex contribute to acne? You know, my skin does pretty good. I don't know what this is. You know, obviously it's some type of toxin trying to leave the body through this specific spot. I'm trying not to bother it because then I don't want it to scar, because let it be known, when I was in high school, I had really bad acne and I had like a patch of vitiligo on my forehead. Don't ask me what that was about. It was very traumatizing for me. So, like, I've had my fair share of acne and I thought it was going to be my life forever. So, I can handle a little bump on the face, but and you do the whole toothpaste thing and all that, but I don't think it's ready yet. It's like that's like what's annoying about it. It's because it's like forming. So it's like I can't even really do anything.
Right.
But I took the Q-tips and like I've been gently massaging it. So
Yeah.
hopefully by the weekend it should be gone.
Right. And you know what? It's just weird when you say that because we have this overwhelming urge to mess with the landscape when we're not supposed to. We have that overwhelming urge to just start picking on our face when it's not seeded properly. The seed just dropped. You got to let it grow on your face. And then sometimes the body, which is an amazing instrument, will let you know, you're a little pussy, a little something. Okay, you could bust this thing, and then we're gonna recover.
Why do you have
Uh,
to use such descriptive words? That's so gross.
little puzzle, bang, then you bang it out, and then you move on. But you are right. It is a skill set. Before we start the show, guys, welcome. It is a skill set in timing. You got to have the right timing to mess with that little bump on your face because it definitely could go left because you don't want no premature burst uh, because then it leads to something else. So,
So
Cindy,
gross.
we would.
And shout out to Stephanie. She said adapalene. She said it's a prescription, but it works. Girl, I'm not going to the doctor for this to do all of that.
That's
But thank
hilarious.
you. I would though. If anybody needs adapalene, what is that? It's some type of like acid steroid type thing.
Well, is
I
this
just
something
do the
that
old toothpaste and squeeze
toothpaste?
it.
Cindy, I never heard of that one.
You
Toothpaste
never
on the
heard
pump.
put some toothpaste like after you pop it, you're supposed to like squeeze it until like you see a little blood, and then that's when you put toothpaste on it, and you sleep. And like by the next day, it's supposed to be bigger, but that never worked for me. I don't know. I don't think it really works. I think you have to do it over like a couple days. You can't just do it like the night before. You know what I mean? You've never heard of that, Sean, but you heard
Uh,
of lack of sex
yeah,
gets pimples.
that I never heard of.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, the
Okay.
lack of sex part I had. Okay, well, Cindy, good luck. I'm for
Well,
sure you.
thank I need all the luck I can get. But I
Okay, so
haven't
let's.
really been going anywhere, so it's okay. All right, sorry, go ahead.
That's fine. I mean, I just listen. You're the one with the pretty face, not me. So it's all good. Like it might. I could take a bump or two. It's nothing. All right. Welcome to the show. Any place on earth where you get your morning started. Right, Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Wake up scene with the Queen SennyJ. We truly appreciate y'all for tuning in this morning. Cindy, let's go right into this because I gotta get out of here.
Now you got to get out of here.
Yeah, the cable guys. Uh,
Now you're acting like the man of the house today. You got
yeah,
appointments set up.
yeah, no doubt. All right, so let's get into this. God bless each and every one of y'all. Toxic Talk Tuesday. We're here tomorrow, and then Monday we're back. So we appreciate you. Cindy, what's the first story you got on deck, please?
Yes, we finally have the finale to the divorce settlement custody battle between Young Jeezy and Jeannie Mai. However, the records have been sealed, so that's a little depressing. Jeezy and TV personality Jeannie Mai's divorce has officially been finalized. The pair have been engaged in a heated back and forth, as we all know, since Jeezy filed for divorce back in September. in Fulton County. Arguments about the custody of their 2-year-old daughter, abuse allegations, and disputes over their prenuptial agreement. The two struggled to find mutual ground. However, they have settled and are ready to go their separate ways. Per TMZ, the former lovers were granted an order to seal the documents detailing the ins and outs of their settlement. This means that despite the publicized drama of their separation, they ultimately how they ultimately decided to end things and their parenting terms moving forward will not be available to the public. Um, of course, it was like maybe a month ago, Jeannie came out with those videos and photos of and lawsuit police documents showing about how she was abused by him and he counteracted. I know when this originally first started out, Jeezy wanted it to be sealed from the beginning, and Jeannie was opposing that, saying no, she wanted everybody to know. So that's why I thought they were like talking about all these things like in public, but I guess ultimately Jeezy won and it is sealed. So I'm kind of sad about that, but I guess they ended amicably, which is better for everybody involved. So, shout out to them, you guys. It's over.
Uh, well, another one bites the dust. But again, hey, that's the world we live in today. They
Yeah.
obviously couldn't make it through it, and I think that celebrity couples who, that to me, the celebrity couples marriages is the equivalent of uh, dog years for a dog. If a celebrity couple together for a year, it's almost equivalent to 7 years of regular marriage. There's a tremendous amount of pressure, I think, on celebrity couples in comparison to us regular couples down here on planet Earth.
Word.
But it's always trending that, unfortunately, uh, uh, you have these differences in these marriages where it ends in a breakup and divorce. You know,
Did you want to?
back in the days, people kind of worked it out if they could. If it was something that could be worked out. I mean, there are some contributing factors in marriages that you just can't come back from. The two go tos is the cheating and the physical abuse. Uh, those are your two go. Those are your order number ones and number twos. Yeah, supersize that, sir. Uh, and then and running in a strong three is uh, financial, situations that end in divorce. But I think that, and those are actually kind of like the three contributing factors. But if you can work through it, you can work through it.
Right.
And sometimes in this particular in this particular case, the the people who are against marriage, you won. Uh, Single women who don't believe in marriage and could do it on your own, you won. Um, uh, uh, Folks that are immediately ready to exit left a relationship regardless of what you're going through that maybe could be fixed, you won. And I want to say, speaking of divorce, your favorite uncle here has been divorced in my long, glorious life. And shout out to my ex-wife. May she rest in peace. She showed me nothing but clemency, and she showed me nothing but almost forgiveness. Where this young lady gave me, your boy Harvey, your favorite uncle, an uncontested divorce when she didn't have to. And God bless that woman because I caused nothing but ravage and destruction through that marriage. And she was a good woman, and she met somebody else who she wound up remarrying, who became a very important part of her life and my children's life. and went on and had a successful marriage. And I would say on this show, had a better marriage than she had with me. But she gave me that peace, and she said, "You will get an uncontested divorce, and we're going to pay for this, and we're going to keep everything pushing." And there was some little worth involved in it. It was a little something. So I say all this to say that if this is the divorce is a closed matter, not to the public, and us in the public, including SennyJ and some of myself, is hungry for the details. We're hungry for. We want to know verbatim what's and we want to read it word for word. Who got the custody? Who got the baby on Tuesday? Who got the baby on Wednesday? And where was the financial settlements? We want to know all of that. But why do we want to know that? Because we're grimy as hell ourselves. Because we glorify in the destruction. It's like we looking through the smoldering metal of the World Trade Centers when it fell back in 2001. We are just wanting to see the pieces. We want to see the destruction because we love it. And we love to see when people and places and things fail. So City J just now is she at this moment, she's very disappointed. And I want to say to you, Cindy J, I look at you as a daughter or like a niece. Shame on you and shame on you again. This is another broken family in America.
What?
This is another broken family in America, which happens to deal with minorities.
No, no, no. They shouldn't have brought us in if we
Uh,
can't know how it ends. Don't
they
bring us in.
no, they brought us
We're
in.
owed that. We're owed that.
She,
Sis,
she,
what happened with Monaco? What's going on with baby Coco? Where's she gonna go on the weekend? Because I see you flying her off to the Philippines. I be watching Jeannie Mai's page. She be having that baby talking Vietnamese and all types of
yeah,
stuff. What are
yeah.
you saying to her? Are you doing that so she can't
See,
talk to her dad? Like, it's a lot. And I
see,
think we deserve to know.
yes, because when we are restricted from not being in the business and not minding our own business, it's a conflict.
It
And
is our
sitting it right, right. There you go. It is our business to know your business. Uh, but again, for all the women out there that can just immediately discard a man and break up with him, and vice versa, the man as well with the women. You won. There's another broken relationship out here in these streets. And I wish them both the most success. Jeezy, Jenny Ma, whoever. I'm a Jeezy fan. Who I mean, come on, man. Like who doesn't love Jeezy? And he kept it pushing. He dumped it and kept it pushing. Uh, and I hope they find success because they both will be in relationships again. And hopefully they'll find the most success. But what I'm saying is this: I want to give it up for the people who love breakups and relationships. You won today.
Give me all
God
the
bless you.
tea.
I yield back. I
Yeah.
yield back.
Shout out to them. The real winner is Jeannie Mai. Girl, get out of there because he's toxic. Obviously, the whole way how he went about doing everything, toxic. You got your baby. You know the real meaning of life, and that's all that needs to be known
See,
about
there
that.
you go. Perfect
Shout,
example right there.
shout out to you. Get rid of that toxic masculinity and live your life, girl. Okay, boom.
Okay. And let's say the same thing for my man Jeezy as well.
No,
Get rid of
no,
all of that,
please.
sir. Sir, you
He's
didn't
horrible. He
you don't
continues
want
to lead a path of destruction and leave children in the wake. I
you
mean,
don't
that's obviously what Jeezy does. So go ahead,
you
Jeezy.
ain't got no time for no Vietnamese baby anyway, bro. That's not your culture. Okay, so knock it off, okay? And she wants to raise her child in this whole Enter the Dragon, Chinese connection, Bruce Lee type of situation, and that's not the case. This is a man
That
from
has
Atlanta.
nothing to do with anything. Now you bringing
No,
race
no,
into it. You see?
no.
You see what your problem is?
That's okay.
Okay. Okay.
God bless. What's next? Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real
And
light today.
she's a woman and he's a man who can get top tier women and men. So they're going to be fine because she's going to get a beautiful sheet. I don't think she would ever go back to the urban side because now she know how we really get down. You know how us urban men get down, boy. We will leave a whole pathway of destruction and baby mothers. She's
Yeah,
gonna go back
she's
to that.
definitely not dating black again.
Yeah,
That
she's
is
not
for
dating back.
sure.
You thought it was cute until you came to the motherland for real. You thought it was cute. You thought it was fly, and you got a top tier nigga. And guess what happened? You still don't. You still a baby mother. And
That's so
Jeezy,
sad.
who's our hero. We love his music. We love the way he talks. He has books. We love him.
I I don't love him anymore. But go ahead.
G- Jeezy is going to get him another bad bitch as usual. And that's just how it's going to be. And Cindy, you're going to go back to loving him. That's
No, I'm
all.
not. I'm gonna cancel him. My list of black men I have canceled is
Because
it's
they
getting
broke up
too
out of
long for
relation
me.
because they broke up relationship.
No, because of their character, because of what they've displayed, what has been shown after the fact.
What else you
I
got?
just want them to do better. Um, Shout out to the lawyer of the moment, Brian Steele, okay? Who was who has been, first of all, I don't even know, I need to do further research. I do not even know how long
Hold on a
Young
second.
Thug.
Hold on a second. Put a number one in the chat room if you ever been divorced like your boy Harvey. Put a number two if you haven't. Put a number one in the chat room if you ever been divorced like your boy Harvey. Put a number two if you haven't. Put a number three if you haven't even been in no realm of these at all. And put it and was it a drama free divorce? I was blessed to have a drama free divorce. I couldn't believe it. Put a number one chat room if
Stephanie,
you
you
ever
at
had a
work?
put a number one in chat room if you ever had a divorce, if you've been divorced. Put a number two. Yeah. And Cindy, I'll be honest, even when we had an uncontested divorce, I did feel like a failure in a sense because it failed. So I felt a certain way about myself in this situation. Got over that. But there is certain feelings that go with a divorce. So
Yeah.
shout out to the folks that's been divorced and found love again, or haven't. But the most important part is you're out of that situation. Go ahead, Cindy. I
Shout out
apologize.
shout out to Stephanie. She said it took her 9 years. F my ex.
Yeah, because
Dang, Stephanie, that's a
you know
long time. You
yeah,
didn't
you
want to
know
sign the
why?
papers?
I don't know Stephanie's situation, but and it's just a guesstimation, CJ. Okay, can I do that? I'm not gonna bet my life on it, but since you thought out there, I'm gonna say this. Sometimes you marry somebody, and thank God I'm not that person, and my ex-wife wasn't either. There's either a dab of narcissism, full-blown narcissism, serious control issues where maybe Stephanie wanted out of the marriage. I'm just throwing that out there, or vice versa, whatever way it goes. It could be Stephanie. And sometimes these people who have these personality traits and I would dare to say disorders, SennyJ, will drag it out as long as possible so the other person can suffer and can't move on. That's why who like Stephanie probably didn't know that when everybody got married. We don't know the monster that we meet. But I'm not saying that that's Stephanie's situation, but the high percentage of long drawn out divorces, that's because one of the parties have a dab of narcissism, full blown narcissism, or serious control issues. I yield back.
Wow. Well, that's crazy, but I'm glad you got out of that, girl. People are crazy out here. I don't know nothing about divorce. I hope I don't have to go through it.
You don't know nothing about marriage either. Let's move on.
I know about marriage. Thank you so
You
much.
know how to break up, or you know how to break up a relationship. I tell you that.
I know. I've seen. Well, I guess marriage. I guess is when it's good, right? When you see healthy marriages, when
Well,
you
healthy
do what you
marriages
need
come
to
with
do.
it's a lot that
But
come
the
with
ugly
healthy.
divorce. What?
No, healthy marriages. It's behind the scenes. There's a lot of turmoil as well. You just got to work through it, and then you get to a happy place. But it's always going to be ups and downs in marriages or any kind of relationship. But go ahead,
Yeah,
let's
but
move on.
but even if you're able to work through tough things, that's a good thing.
Yeah,
You
of
know what
course.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
So even in your down times, and I feel like a lot of people say, a lot of people struggle through good times and bad times, and a lot of the bad times is like the cheating. I don't believe in, struggling through things like that. I don't think
yeah,
that's healthy. But if there are certain things, when people have no money, when somebody's sick, when somebody loses a parent, you're going through grief, different things like that, and you're able to help hold each other up. Those can be some really dark times, especially when you
yeah.
think your partner is not there for you. So it's all about, working together, and, even going through bad things. If you can get through it with somebody, I think that's still good and it's still healthy. So I think that's what's
Gotcha,
important.
gotcha.
So when
All
you
right, what else
don't
you
have
got?
that, it can become ugly, I think.
Gotcha. Well, okay.
Yeah,
So what else?
Stephanie, when you get a chance, you need to call in. I think you're at
What
work or
should
something.
we
What are
don't
you
want to
about to
trigger
say?
anybody's divorce stories, but yeah, if you want to call in, it's fine. But what else you got to say?
We're talking about Brian Steele, who is Young Thug's lawyer. This trial has been going on for what it feels like a million freaking years. Um, I guess they were hoping. I'm sorry. A lot of people have been saying that this trial should probably end in a mistrial with all the problems we've been having, the different witnesses that haven't been coming forward. Remember, early beginning of the trial, people were bringing drugs into the courtroom, lawyers changing. It's been a whirlwind of a trial. And in the recent thing that has happened is Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, he was arrested and sentenced to jail time following the rapper's court appearance this past Monday. The judge of the case, Judge Ural Granville, held Steele in contempt of court on Monday when Steele reportedly confronted the judge during the RICO court hearing. He was accusing the judge of having an ex parte meeting. The meeting allegedly discluded Steele, but included the state and a key witness, Kenneth Copeland. Copeland was recently held in contempt of court for refusing to testify for the prosecution against Young Thug after taking the stand. But he had also been offered an immunity in exchange for his testimony. But even though he still had that immunity, he still didn't want to testify. So he was held in contempt of court for that. So then, Steele brought it to the court's attention saying, hey, I know you guys had a meeting that I was supposed to be a part of. And now all of a sudden, after you guys' meeting, he wants to testify now.
Keep talking.
A- And that's not um that's not allowed. And so the judge was pressuring him to say where he heard that information. It got really heated. I don't know if you guys seen it online, but the judge is like, how did you hear about that? Because this was a closed meeting that was done in chambers, and the only people that know that it happened were the people in chambers. So how do you know that? And then the lawyer was basically like, well, I don't want to tell how I knew that because I don't, number one, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. And number two, that's attorney client privilege. The judge was like, no, I want to know how you heard it, which is real crazy because you're a judge. If he is supposed to be a part of that meeting, you're not saying that it didn't happen. You're saying who told you. Like, so did the meeting happen, judge? Did the meeting happen? So because the attorney was standing 10 toes down, he was like, I'm not telling you who told me. The judge ordered him to do 20 weekends, to do 20 days in jail, but it has to be completed by doing it on the weekends. And then the attorney was like, look, I just want to put it on paper that I said this, and because you're putting me in jail for this, I want to know if on the weekends I can be jailed with my client so that we can still have time to work on this case. And everybody is siding with the lawyer. They're like, I want this lawyer. This is how you do it. They were comparing him to Proctor in Power, the lawyer.
Right.
So it was really good to see. But this has actually went hot. This was appealed because Brian Steele's wife is a lawyer. This story just keeps getting better and better. I hope they do a documentary of this Young Thug trial. So Brian Steele's wife was like, this judge is tripping. You're not sending my husband to jail over this because you're over here lying and taking bribes or doing whatever you're doing in the back. So she filed this with an appellate court. The appellate court stepped in and was like, no, you cannot do this. He's not going to serve any jail time, the lawyer. He's not going to go to jail until we review this. So right now, his 20 weekends in jail is being suspended. And now the case has been sent over to the Supreme Court. I believe that Young Thug is going to get off on a technicality and this whole case is going to be a mistrial. Or I guess what? The judge is going to have to recuse himself and they're going to have to start over, which would be crazy. But shout out to Brian Steele because his yesterday's price is not today's price for Brian Steele because he's standing 10 toes down for his client that he knows was out there living wrong. Young Thug, you was out there doing that stuff you was rapping about. I know you did. You got the teardrops on your face.
Yeah, we thought that this was a done deal, that Young Thug and the Thugettes were gonna go to jail for the rest of their lives.
No, don't forget, Shawn, YSL Slime Life.
Yeah,
Did
Slime
you
Life.
slime?
We are right. YSL Slime Life, the Thugettes and Young Thug. We thought it was a done deal. We was gonna put them in the oven, base them at 425 degrees, get them up, chop them up, and put them away for the rest of their life. That is not gonna happen. This is a circus here. The judge should get fired. Like, yo, you are the worst judge. You can't have nothing under control. People are coming in there smoking weed. They're high. Everybody's passing information while the judge is going on. I would get rid of the court officers. Everybody. Who's the lady that types all the words, whatever she's called
The
again? Get rid of her.
stenographer?
The Tanakh, everybody. It's just a hot mess. The janitor that mops the floor over there. Everybody's in cahoots with the bullshit. And the lawyer's wife. This is like loving hip hop Atlanta court style. Like, this is unbelievable. You can't make this up. And it's fell from the top to the bottom. This is a mistrial with a capital M. And this is a suspension of the judge and the court, which has been made a mockery and been disrespected. And not only by the clients and Young Thug, but by the officers of the court.
What are y'all doing?
This is a hot mess. This may be what money can buy you. Please, let the young Thug go on out there and live his best life. You done had him incarcerated for a couple of years now. I think at least over a year, I
Right?
believe.
It's been at least like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Like what happened to justice to a speedy trial? Like,
and then we talk about these trials. Um, and say, I don't mean to just steal your thunder here, but you can segue. We can segue into this just really quick. I don't want to steal your thunder. But the beloved king, narcissist 45, Donald Trump, who's been convicted for 34 felonies. 34. I didn't know, like, are they that many? Did he clear all the felony lists, excluding murder and attempted murder? And if he becomes president of the United States, again, like I asked the question, can all felons get jobs now? Because that's what it says to me. Joe Biden Jr. or the other Biden got convicted, found guilty the other day. I can't. Buster Biden, Bo Biden,
Hunter.
Hunter Biden
The
got
one
convicted.
the one who you ran into in Trump Tower.
Now that was Donald Trump Jr. I'm talking about they found uh, President Biden's son guilty of weapon charges because he was high and he had a firearm. And they found him guilty yesterday or the day before, right?
Yeah, on
And
federal gun
I want
charges.
to ask this question to you, Cindy, before we move on. And I didn't mean to steal your thunder. If you was president of the United States and your beloved son uh, was convicted on federal charges, this is not a state charge, city charge, state charge, whatever. This is a federal charge, right? But as president, you can give what they call it,
A
clemency,
pardon.
a pardon, right? You can give a pardon to whoever you want, as long as the charge is a federal charge. The
Right.
president can't do anything about a state charge. And saying if you was president of the United States and your beloved son was smoking a little crack and had a gun, but didn't have any prior records at all, like Hunter Biden, would you pardon your son, CJ, or would you let him do that little 90 days in jail? Because that's probably what they're gonna give.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna go to jail just because this is his first time and he's not gonna go to jail. He's gonna have to do some weird class about guns probably and maybe a little community service. And yeah, I would pardon him. Why not? I mean, Joe Biden said that he is going to let the judicial process play out and he doesn't care, and he's, going to do that. But he knows he's not going to jail. And on his way out, he's probably going to pardon him and it'll just be shoved under because, presidents pardon people every year, but a lot of the times they don't tell us unless it's something sensational, like when Trump pardoned Kodak Black and all that. So he's going to pardon him and it's just going to be swept under the rug. Nobody's going to talk about it.
So, Cindy, you would, if your son had, I hate the dog might start barking because here come the cable guy. We might have to cut the show short, Cindy. Cindy, we're going to cut the show short. I'm sorry,
Okay.
guys. But
But
let me
yes,
ask
I
you a
would
question.
pardon him.
But
Why
you were
not?
part, but let me ask you something. Cindy, if your son did something major and it was like a 15-year criminal sentence, federal charge, would you still pardon your son?
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
And let me ask me that question, CJ.
Shawn, would you pardon your son if he was held on federal gun charges and you were the president?
Yes, I will. I would ASAP. I would pardon him before that process even started. Like it would be like, yo, he's not gonna go to jail, especially if I had that power. All right,
Right.
guys, I'm sorry, Cindy, we got to go because the people are here and we don't have no Wi-Fi. So, guys, we'll be back tomorrow, guys, because the dog's
Yeah,
gonna bark and all the Wi-Fi, all the boxes are in this room.
I'm
So, all
weak.
right, guys, we see you tomorrow. God bless.
Bye,
Cindy, I'll
guys.
call you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.